Now to another awful policy, the so-called mis- and disinformation bill. It's got the potential to destroy our right to free speech by giving Canberra bureaucrats at the Australian Communications and Media Authority the right to fine and prosecute those who publish what is deemed to be mis- and disinformation, harming minorities and the environment. Believe it or not, today ACMA Chair Nerida O'Loughlin admitted that the concerns raised by social media giants, lawyers and the coalition about the misinformation laws are valid. Nick, is it time this policy was dead in the water?
Of course it is. It should never have been put up in the first place. I'm surprised at ACMA now conceding that point, because it's ACMA's scaremongering and panic mongering that has fueled this whole thing. I mean, it was ACMA that pulled out the report saying misinformation, disinformation on the internet was so dangerous that we were going to lose lives, that there was going to be violence. I mean, this is just crazy, over-the-top nonsense. It's a sort of panic they create when they want to put in some heavy authoritarian measure in which the government takes control. That's where they want to head on this, and I can't see it. It's going to take a lot to stop it, but we've really, really got to make every effort to do so.
Yeah, I think you're right. John, how do we help people understand that the internet, as we all know, does have a lot of information on it that's not reliable, but that the answer to bad information is more good information rather than censorship?
The answer is exactly that, Amanda. It is about more debate. It is about letting people make up their own minds. And it is about getting information from a variety of sources. There's many, many problems with Labor's so-called misinformation bill. One of the problems is that citizens are basically going to be censored by the big tech giants, but what mainstream media do will go completely unregulated. So misinformation or disinformation you read in a daily newspaper, media proprietors can do what they wish with. But if citizens want to put something up on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, they're going to be basically censored. So the idea that the government should decide how we make up our minds is absolutely dangerous. And you could tell Labor is in trouble on this, because the best thing the minister's been able to say in favour of her policy is, well, the coalition once had a similar policy, which actually isn't true. The coalition's policy was bad. It's nowhere near as bad as this.
And it was pushed back on hard by the coalition backbench. What really gets me worked up about this is that for years, governments and the tech giants have told us that there's nothing more that can be done to prevent children being exposed to sexually explicit, inappropriate pornographic material online. But when it comes to political speech and censorship, it appears they have all the capacity in the world. Isn't that funny?